Now that getting lost up there, that was something different, and I knew. But this was up in Alaska. I can't give you the year exactly, but what it was. Yes, I think I could. That was in 1985 when you were up there too. But we flew back in from Delta Junction to back about 100 miles back in the backcountry. We flew back in the big plane, and then they dropped us off, and they'd go back and get the equipment. And we had a guide and an outfitter, and another guy was with from Missouri. Then they'd come and get us up with the Super Cub and then carry you back in further, and then carry the stuff in. But we hunted beautiful weather. I mean, just unbelievable. And we hunted. Well, they knew that it was going to turn into a storm. But the morning that I got up, there was caribou on the hill right, well, just about over a mountain and then next. And I went ahead and started walking. And every time I crossed one, they'd cross it. Kept on and kept on, and I wasn't paying any attention to anything where I was going or anything about it. And I got out there, and the last go around, I went ahead and I knew if I didn't get a shot in them, I wouldn't get it. And I was over on this hill here, and the herd was over there. And I had to shoot in a position that was a bad deal. And I always used to tell people, never do that, but I did it. I had to crawl up on the scope at an angle, and I got too close to the scope when I squeezed that round off. It just cut me right wide open right here above the eye. And it started bleeding, and I just put my glove up there and got the bleeding stopped. And
you were by yourself?
Yeah, I was alone then. And I wasn't excited about nothing up until I got over there right where the herd was, and that's when I seen that white wall coming in. And if you've never been in a total whiteout where you can see it coming as a wall, and it's there, and it's there, and it's here, and you're in it. Then I got to thinking, where's camp? Well, you see, in all the time that I'd been going, I'd been walking downhill, crossing, downhill, crossing. And then I got scared. And I figured that's snow you couldn't see from here to there. Couldn't see that far at times. But I knew if I went uphill, I would hit the top of the mountain, then I knew I had to turn left. Well, I would shoot 3 times and hoping, but the wind was blowing. I wanted to go this way, and the wind was blowing this way here. And wind will always, you'll be walking and you're going to be drifting further away. And I was doing that, and I don't know, I'd walked for an hour and a half, and everything was odd. And this is something that happened that I'll never be able to figure out. But it was a good part. I was running low on ammo too, and I didn't want to run out of ammo because you never know when you're looking square at a bear up there or anything, but or other stuff too. But I heard my name being just as loud as I could, and I thought I was going the right direction, but the name came from over here, and I thought right away, boy, they're out looking for me. Well, I shot. The wind didn't carry the sound anyway, but that name, my full name, I'll turn it off.
I wasn't up there with him, and both the girls had called me at different times that day. I don't remember where they were, but they said, Mom, something's wrong with Dad. We need to pray for him. And so we all prayed for him several times that day. And then he come in and told us about that. And, well, that's about when I was praying.
And you said this was 1985?
That's what he said, but that was the year they went, and she said she wasn't with
I
him
think
then.
it was before that, because it was, I think the girls were in high school.
Well, this has been back in the 70s then. Laura was in high school. It was before 72. 73. She graduated in 73.
No, I think they called me from school, because they had gotten worried about their dad.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'd heard from him. I said, well, we just need to pray for him. No way of getting a hold of him or anything.
Yeah.
No cell phones back then.
Yeah, you're right, Sharpie. That was
Yeah,
this was another year, but anyway, I went ahead and I heard that, and I tell you what, I can shut my eyes and do this here right here, and I can still hear that name being called, and that, I mean, into my head. But I kept on, and the only thing I was thinking of doing, and that was the wrong thing to do, I was thinking that I would get down in one of them valleys down in there, and you know, if I had to, dig in the snow and stay there for the night. Well, that was something you don't want to do, because the valleys fill up with snow, and I would have been on the bottom. But anyway, I kept on going, and I kept on, and I was gaining altitude, but I was headed in that direction.
Hard to voice.
And I was kept on, I was looking on the ground, because I knew the minute I'd run into gravel or rock, I was on top. And I walked and walked and walked and walked. It was late in the afternoon, and I got to the top. And I knew, well, I got to the top, and I was between 4 and 5 miles from the tent. And I didn't know for sure, but I started then walk. I got to the tent, walked the top, and it was easy walking. Just had to keep, but I had the rocks to follow, and you know, the top of the mountain. And I walked with them 10 feet from that green tent, and the snow let up, and I had already passed it. And you know, had the snow, I mean, if you can see and then you can't see, and the tent was there about 10 feet away. And I walked over to the tent, and the other guy was in there, and he just about, well, he was beside himself too. But we got out and we started shooting and let the guys know they were looking for me. And I went ahead and got in the tent. I had 2 sleeping bags. Well, it was unfolded, but I crawled in them and tried to keep warm, because we didn't have no heat, no nothing. And it got nasty cold. And but they came on in, and we had to eat. Everything we had was frozen, and we got something going, so we get something to eat. But I think that night it was 14 or 15, 18 below, and we had a tent, a green tent. And
didn't you say that when you came back, you said something to somebody about, boy, if you guys hadn't called by name, I wouldn't have wouldn't have found my way, and they said.
No,
we
I
didn't-
wouldn't have, because I was drifting.
Right, but didn't you ask them if they called your name, and they said they had not
Oh, no,
called
they
your name?
weren't even in that area.
Yeah,
They were looking for me on the other side.
yeah.
No, it wasn't, they weren't in the area.
Hmm.
Because if they'd have been if they would have been in a 3/4 of a mile, they'd have heard the shooting.
Mm-hmm.
But they were elsewhere. Because I had went down and over, and even when I left out of there, it was decent. But boy, I knew it with all the weather going, and what I should have done, right at the time, I should have turned and went back before I went over as far as I did.
Mm.
But you live and learn, and sometimes you don't
Yeah,
live.
you made it back.
And,
That's,
but